I hear that feedback again.
I know. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of In the Trap with Mike and Manny. Doing a little things a little different this week because Manny's in the ATL, but we're the podcast you didn't know you needed. And Manny's in the ATL because of work, but ended up being a good thing because we have his former, I don't know what you want to call him, former partner, former
partner
promoter,
in crime.
Former partner in crime, Best H.
I can't believe you've been down here 8 years.
8 years, and I don't know if anybody could pay me enough money to go back to Connecticut to live. I don't see it happening.
Why is that? What's the difference?
Well, it's just so the misconception always been, you get worse pay out here. The pay rate is lower, but with it being such, improvements in, minimum wage and everything, the pay is actually caught up to like everywhere else. But, the price of living is still slightly cheaper. Of course, everywhere went up, but price is cheaper. You get more bang for your buck. Just took my brother to the backyard and see how good it is.
I can't believe it. I felt like I was at Rancho Cucamonga with next Friday. I'm like, yo, how old is this? He's like 20 years. I'm like, bro, this shit looks like it's 2 or 3 years old. This dude got the pool. He got everything.
I see the high ceilings. I see the high ceilings looking nice.
Yeah, so I'm telling you, for what we would pay for this up there it's insane.
I bet. So listen, let's get into some of the good stuff, man. Let's get into some of the good old days. Like, how did you and Manny link up? Like, how do you guys know each other?
All right, so I met this prick when
That's when you know he knows me.
I met him in high school. What was it?
We went to high school together.
Spanish class or?
I don't remember.
Oh, so you went to Central too?
Yeah. I went to Central.
Mm-hmm.
Met this guy, had the thickest eyebrows I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, who is this guy? But we became cool. We hit it off instantly. Funny story, he actually got me my first job. So
Really?
Kohl's opened up for the first time in Fairfield. I know you're familiar with Kohl's. And he got me a job being a greeter. And we had to wear a shirt and tie.
16 years old.
So we would literally leave school, put our shirt and tie on, go to work till like 10 o'clock.
We worked weekends from like 8 a.m. to like 9 p.m. We're 16 years old and 6 months old.
On our feet all day.
Really? Just use your Kohl's cash dollars.
And all we wanted to do was buy watches from the jewelry section.
Every day we went to the watch area in the jewelry section, like, ooh, look at that one here.
Your watch fixation, Manny?
That's kind of how it started, honestly.
I still have a watch that I bought from Kohl's, an all black Seiko watch.
I remember that watch.
Yeah. Damn, Kohl's got some quality then, huh?
Yeah. So we were 16, and then I started doing the parties around 19 or 20, and I was doing Harborside, and H came up to me one night and was like, yo, I got to get in on this. Like, we got to do something. Like, we got to go big for Bridgeport. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like, Harborside is pretty locked up, but I am in the talks with our bar in New Haven if you want to, see if we can do something there. And that party lasted 3 years.
But it's funny because literally the same time I'm having this conversation with him, one of my partners back then, his name is Gary. Gary Jones.
Mm-hmm.
He reached out to our bar because we was trying to get our first club party. So at the same time, Manny's negotiating his parties over there. We reached out to see if we get our own party there. So they let us throw a party, and then they had us doing alternate weekends.
I forgot about that, though.
Like we would throw our parties one Saturday, then the following Saturday he would throw a party. And we was like, it's just too weird. We might as well just, go in on it together.
So y'all were like competitors at first.
Our bar was so unexpected.
It wasn't that we were competitors. It's that the market started opening up in New Haven from college nights to hip hop. There was a huge switch. So the success I had at Harborside, everyone wanted to replicate with a mixed crowd. And they were realizing that college nights, not only were they like not profitable, but they were high liability. These guys were going in there, they weren't paying a cover. They were spending $25 on beer and they were fighting and they were underage drinking.
Yeah.
So for the first time ever, because it never was done before, they're like, listen, if you guys pay for security and you guys make sure it's safe, then we'll let you guys do whatever kind of party you're doing and bring anybody. And that was the first time it was ever done in New Haven because New Haven was always either Van Dome had Latin night on lock or every party downtown New Haven was college night.
Yeah.
And then the crazy part is we were also doing music. Like me and my crew were doing music. We were doing hip hop, and we were making a buzz for ourselves. And then we have Bridgeport, right, which is just like upcoming city. Like we got this group of people that looking for something to do on the weekends. So we pretty much had like everybody ready to go, not knowing that it would be such a huge success initially. The first party we did without Manny, the first party I did, they gave me an option either book out the whole club, pay for the expenses, or the deal we ended up going with was like
Percentage of the bar.
15%
End of
of
the
like
bar. Yeah.
door bar.
Yeah.
I made the stupid mistake of accepting the percentage of 15%. We opened the doors and 600 people showed up.
Wow.
And I'm like,
And you guys had a high cover. You guys were like $25, $35
no,
a person.
not then. It was like 10 or 15.
Oh, okay.
But
What
$10.
place was this?
Hmm?
What club or bar was this?
Our bar.
Our bar. Okay.
So we were just so ecstatic that 600 people came that we was like, hey, whatever money you give us, we're happy with it. And after about a month, we decided to put our parties together, and this shit really turned into.
So the other weird part was H was born and raised in Bridgeport. Now here I am. I went to high school in Bridgeport and a couple of years of middle school, but I'm not from I was born in Bridgeport but raised in Indiana. So I took this journey to be like, well, I'm gonna figure out New Haven. Like I'm gonna engulf myself in New Haven. And anyone will tell you that most people thought I was the one from New Haven because I was out at Jimmy's, I was in Footloose, I was walking the streets on Whaley and Dixwell like I had a damn clue. And I just branded myself out in New Haven with people that were either hated me because I didn't let them in the club or I told them to wear a dressier shirt or loved me and they followed me for almost a decade.
It's crazy because like me being from Bridgeport and us doing what we did, we didn't understand the following that we had. So when we did these parties, we had everybody from every side of town, every hood, every corner you could imagine in these parties.
We'll tell them about the MySpace hack.
Oh my God.
Listen to this, Mike.
So the thing that worked for us that was so good was Manny was just like the street promo animal. Manny would pick us up. We'd go
Everywhere.
Trumpet
Every
Mall, Milford Mall,
Waterbury Mall.
Waterbury Mall. Like
handing out flyers for real.
I wish we could record how many steps we took during those trips. I'm talking legit hand-to-hand promo. So he was a master at that, but I was more like a think outside of the box. So first we had MySpace and
MySpace.
MySpace. He still got his login.
Manny was in my top 8.
Top 8, baby.
He was in
Get
my
the
top
right
8.
background.
So I found a program where I could send out like thousands of friend requests, thousands
Private
of
message.
private messages.
With the flyer embedded. This shit was, it was like C++ programming.
That I went to school. I had this class at school, so I was familiar with all these codes and everything. So I would set the program up overnight, go to sleep with the computer on. I would wake up and send out like 2,000 friend requests, 2,000 messages
Every week.
to the point where it was like I had thousands of friends on MySpace, and these people were getting spammed with flyers, and they had no clue what was going on.
So then I take it a step further. I get a BlackBerry and I figure out that there's a text, you can pay for like a text thing where you can take your contacts. So I had the cell phone that was on the flyer. So I had two phones. And 203-526-0677. People to this day, whoever has that line, I feel sorry for them. So trap stars used to call me, yo, I need a bottle tonight. I need to reserve it. It was to the point where we were selling more bottles of Moet than Mohegan Sun and Foxwoods combined. Moet paid for our flyers.
Really?
Like, a lot of people don't realize Moet was on every single flyer because they gave us an allowance of, I think, $600 or $1,200 a month for all of our flyers.
So
they were paying for the flyers.
100%.
And then also too, Facebook started to come into play.
Oh, it was crazy.
And then I found a Facebook code where you can make a Facebook event. I put the code in, and it was saying to invite to all my friends instead of me having to click. So
we got colleges involved at that point because we weren't even in a major fucking college. Were you going to Housatonic? Where were you going?
I was going to Southern.
You were going to Southern, and I was going to Housatonic.
So you're a low-key tech dude.
By default. Like it's things I'm stumbling across, and I'm like, and I'm giving him the code, and we're just spamming invites. It's getting out of control. Like, you would think that we're literally sitting there clicking on every friend, but we just put the code in. It highlights all your friends. You press send, boom, everybody gets it.
So what would you say, like, if you're like, both of you guys have kids, right? So what would you say if one of your kids came to you and was like, I want to be a club promoter. What should I start?
Are you ready? Because it's so, of course, you see the glitz, the glam, the money, but you really become a local celebrity, right? And you really lose your privacy. Like,
really,
your privacy is gone. Like, you're going to places and you're seeing people that you don't even know like that, and you're like, hey Manny, and you're like, hey, and it's like, it's the weirdest thing. So it's like, even with your kids, sometimes it gets uncomfortable because you got social media. I used to have people walk up, like, say hi to my daughter, and I'm like, my daughter doesn't know you. Like,
wow. So people feel like they know you, even though they just know you from a damn party that you threw.
But the other side of it, right, is you're drinking, you're having fun, but you're constantly getting screwed by club owners. They're constantly hoping that you get drunk and don't count the door. They're constantly hoping that you don't check an ID and let someone else in. They're hoping that there's not a fight. I mean, not for nothing, in the 8 years that I did it, 2 people died.
In the club.
Wow.
2 different clubs.
Inside of the actual club.
I mean, I remember going to court and, just kind of defending, our company and being like non-biased with the New Haven PD and the club owners. I remember at one point, and you're not even going to believe this, and H can contest, there was a bond on my head. These drug dealers from New Haven hated me because I told them they couldn't come in one night because I started working the door. What was it, like 5,000 or 10,000? H calls me one day and he's like, yo, like, you can't be out on the streets promoting right now. And I'm like, why? He's like, yo, they want to kill you.
What year was this?
2005, 2006.
2000, yeah, mid 2000, 2005.
Okay.
This is when shit was popping in New Haven. New Haven was popping.
A good thing.
So here the contrast though, right? So I'm bringing all of these hood people out along with Manny too, but Manny's also bringing his mixed crowd as well, right? So you'll have your moments where we're playing reggaeton. Manny will hop on the bar, start throwing napkins and twerking and doing his regular shenanigans. And you got fucking hood people standing under him looking up like
Hood.
what the
Hood.
They looking at me like, H, get your
mins. So what did you say the first time you saw him jump up on the bar?
I loved it.
He got on the bars with me at one point. I mean, our bar was like where we found our rhythm. We really took our bar, like that was like our beginning. When we got to downtown New Haven, that's when it happened. So we're running Hammerjacks, and for the first time we're making real money because he gave us the door. And he was a cool owner. Like he was our boy.
He got it. He understood.
So he said, as long as you guys cover the expense of the security, like we're gonna make everything happen. At the time, we had AOG in our pocket. Like AOG is now working with us for 2-3 years. I mean, now we're starting to really like we've got organization, we've got teams. We have different teams every day. All Out Guardians. So AOG ended up being a big movement for us because the leader of AOG at the time was Fabulous bodyguard first?
Yeah, Fabulous main bodyguard.
So he was Fabulous main. Oh, he was 50 Cent first. So he toured the world with 50, came back and toured the United States with Fab. So he became our contact to a lot of the celebrities we end up getting. When we started doing celebrities, we started doing a cross party. So we were doing Fridays on one side of the street and Saturdays on the other side. The Saturday owner knew he had to spend money to get the crowd out 2 nights in a row. That's when we started doing artists. At the time, Dream is touring the country with Nicki Minaj. She's on the Vibe magazine, and she's got like everyone knows her buzz, but no one knows how big. Tell them about the night in our bar. Who was her bodyguard?
Waka Flocka.
Waka Flocka was her bodyguard.
Like it was insane because we're literally like
breaking artists
and giving them their first gigs. Because New York is next door to us, so every up and coming in New York artist pretty much would look like they made it already to Connecticut, to the Connecticut following. So it would be nothing to spend $3,500 or $5,000 or anything under $5,000 to get these people to come and do their first bookings and pretty much like kind of get their stardom. Like,
and they were double booking because they'd come to us at 10 or 11, knowing that they weren't going to go on anywhere in New York until 12 or 1.
Right.
We're talking about like French Montana. We're talking about
Joel Santana,
Wells, Max
Banks.
Who was the artist that like blew up the biggest that at the time they may not have been so popular, but then now you look at them, they're like a freaking superstar. Like, was it Nicki?
Nicki, 100%. So we paid her listen to this story. I don't think I ever told you this story, Mike. So we paid her $3,500 to come to our bar, right? She's on the Vibe magazine. She's got a mixtape out. Waka Flocka's her bodyguard. She's nothing yet. So we had Carrie Hilson booked like 6 to 9 months later. We were piggybacking off the casino. The casino found out and said no. So she bailed, like 48-hour notice. So at the time, one of our boys was rocking with Nicki in New York City all the time. So he's like, "Yo, I'll get Nicki to come." People were mad that Nicki Minaj showed up instead of Carrie Hilson, who's a nobody. We paid Nicki that next time $5,000. Now, fast forward the clock 2 or 3 years, the Pink album's coming out. Dream is in full effect with Nicki. Our buddy Chris Fury from Waterbury is doing parties at Sin City, which at the time was the biggest nightclub in the state. They paid her $50,000 to show up. Meanwhile, the first time we booked her, we put her at the La Quinta on Long Wharf, and Gaetano picked her up in his Mercedes SUV.
And the second time we booked her, I picked her up in a Trailblazer. Her and Safari drove her from New York to New Haven, all in one SUV. Me
and a Trailblazer, and a Chevy Trailblazer.
It's crazy. She's telling me, "Can you slow down, please, sir?" I'm like,
I remember him texting me. He's like, "Yo, she's a bitch." And then Gaetano was texting me saying, "I think she's Puerto Rican."
Little did y'all know who y'all had in the car with you.
Yo, we tried to reach out to her like a year or two later after the Pink
It
album.
was over.
She wouldn't even like take like 125 grand. Like she
Wow.
wouldn't even take it. She was selling out coliseums in Europe and
Wait,
Africa.
you offered her that much?
Oh yeah, so we brokered a lot of deals that a lot of people don't know about that never fell through. We had Jay-Z, and his rider. So when you're booking an artist, you have what they call a rider. So you got to pay half up front, and then they send you what they want. It's like their list of demands. Jay-Z's list was like 40 people. He was gonna do like a flyby. He wasn't even gonna stay. He wasn't even gonna talk on the mic. Nothing. He was like, I think 50 or 65,000. Meanwhile, we just did DMX for like 12 grand with Boost Mobile. This is when Boost Mobile first started. So then we got Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes wanted literally like 3 grand worth of alcohol, and he doesn't even drink. So we're like, wait a minute. So we started doing like cost analysis. We're like, yo, like, not for nothing, Joel Santana was our best party. He sold out to the point where like we sold the party twice. People were going so crazy for the tickets. Like we were selling them for $30. Then we started selling them for $60.
Mm.
Yo, girls were climbing on the bar just to like touch them. That was in my opinion was the craziest part besides DMX.
Yeah, DMX was crazy too. My goodness.
So what was that your most memorable night? What's the most memorable night you guys had?
Shoot, that's a great
And it could
question.
be for any reason because of the artist, the money, the after hours, whatever.
My most memorable night was Harborside, Christmas Eve.
As you guys did that party. That party's never been done and never been replicated.
Right, but it also got me banned. It also got me banned from Harborside.
He got banned. When I went to go talk to Dave about doing my parties next year, I was waiting for him to say best out's not involved, right? Because literally to this day, the owner of Harborside will not let H come to a party at Harborside.
Well, what happened that night? People want to know.
So, man, it was like 5 parties in one, bro. It was just so. It was Christmas Eve. I booked DJ Envy that was currently on Hot 97. You know, Breakfast Club DJ Envy right now. So booked him to DJ. No other parties was happening that night. About 1,000 people show up, and we like break Christmas Eve with an hour less to party.
And Harborside can really comfortably hold 600.
And like we broke the record of like bottle sold at Harborside that night. Right. So long story short, party's going great. Everybody's in there drunk, wasted. It's time to end the party. People were mad that I think people forgot that we were supposed to close an hour earlier. People were like, what? Last call. They looking at their watch, looking at their phone, like, what the hell's going on? So we had to make the announcement, like, it's Christmas Eve, it's a weekday. we got to get out of here.
God damn it.
So it kind of got the crowd rowdy. And then on the way out, a fight breaks out. And this turns into
the biggest fight.
All-out melee. I'm talking about security getting beat up. I think somebody got thrown in the water at Harborside.
This wasn't my party, and I wasn't there, and my phone starts ringing. People are calling me saying that they can't leave the party because there's so many people fighting. Dave, who was running it, calls me. He goes, "You better get over here and control," because I was living next door. So my phone is ringing. They're calling in state troopers. They're calling in Milford PD. They're calling in Bridgeport PD.
Was this why Harborside is no longer? Like, is that why they stopped having fucking parties at Harborside?
I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, somebody got thrown into the water. Like,
I know 2 security guards from AOG that didn't do security after that night.
One of the security guards almost died.
Oh yeah, with the bottle.
Yeah, hit in the head with the bottle. And
actually, I did show up, and I was holding his head closed with a towel. I remember that.
blindsided. Somebody ran from behind, hit him in the head with a bottle, split his head open. He fell
Oh
face
my
first.
God.
Fell face first and was out cold.
Eesh.
I think the craziest party for me, and I've said this story before, was when we booked DJ Green Lantern. So we're doing our bar, and we're probably at like the top, right? We're doing like 600 to 800 people almost every week. We got Moet involved. We're on the radio. Craig G, KG is rotating. DJ Rush is at the hottest he's ever been. And we booked Green Lantern, who just came off tour with Eminem. He pulls up in a tour bus, and he goes to play. It's like 10:30. By 10:55, the party's over. And he comes up to me and he's laughing. He goes, "Yo, I've DJ'd all over the world." He goes, "Y'all motherfuckers is crazy." So one of the biggest ways we made money and also own nightlife is that you couldn't get upstairs without buying a bottle. So we used to sell Moet Rosé. I can tell you exactly how it went. Rosé was like 85 and a regular bottle was 65. Now, if you wasn't a girl, you wasn't coming upstairs. So we can hold like 250 people upstairs. So let's say we let 100 ladies up. The other 150 guys got to buy a bottle. We were selling on average 38 to 65 bottles of Moet.
Eesh.
Green Lantern comes on. He's playing all the hits. He's got all the intros. Green Lantern, and he drops "Anywhere We Go, People Want." So I bet Gaetano that night that will break the record and have the most people. I bet him a bottle of Cristal. I have a picture of me drinking the bottle of Cristal. 5 minutes later, I was behind the bar as people were hitting each other with the bottles of rosé that they bought.
Oh my God.
The Green Lantern tells me that our party's crazy, and he just came off a tour with Eminem. And it's 10:59, and we're closed for the night.
Damn.
Yo, it
don't know how
got
that-
crazy. It got literally like insane. And then even with me after the Harborside party, the owner of Harborside calls me. He was like, "Listen, I hate to tell you this, but I can't let you back in my establishment. Police informed me that you and your crew best out as a gang. And since you're gang affiliated, I can't have you come into my establishment anymore."
Yo, we ended up not doing a party there, and Funk Flex ended up there after Deems Point after. And that's the party that really ended it. They surrounded a state trooper, and someone hit him with a brick.
And the Range Rover flipped over
Wait,
at
wait,
the
wait.
entrance.
So people were at the club. A fight breaks out. Police are called,
State troopers are called in.
and the state trooper gets surrounded.
He gets surrounded by a gang of people, like a circle. Someone picks up a brick and hits him with a brick, like throws the brick at the state trooper.
Jesus. And so that's when you guys were like, all right, this promotion shit is over.
Well, no. That wasn't even our party. That was like after our parties. So like Harborside died from that party, but we had someone die at our bar. We had someone die at Hammerjacks, and the block was hot. So this is the crazy part. I was thinking about it as I was looking through old pictures. So now New Haven's got a police van downtown with cops everywhere. I'm paying $275 a cop. They're making me buy 3 instead of 1. We're paying for 5 on a block party. I mean, they just started killing us, right? So we hear about this party in Norwalk, and this is where people don't realize and respect the businessmen that we were. We hear about this party in Norwalk, so we go there. It's a Latin night, Friday nights. So I go in there cocky as fuck because I'm the hottest. We were doing parties in Hartford. We're doing multiple parties in New Haven on the same night. Harborside. We just coming off the heels of that. And I go in there and I go, "You guys aren't doing hip hop. You guys don't even know what the money is." Because the math was college night, you didn't make money, and it was liability. Latin night was a great night. Everyone dressed up and had fun, but they didn't spend money. We walk in and we're like, our bar rings anywhere from $4 to $6 grand a night. And that's not including bottle service. So every owner that we sat with and understood that math was salivating. So we moved the party from New Haven to Norwalk in like a week, and we sell it out.
What club was that in Norwalk?
Club 77.
77.
The Torch. What else was it?
I don't remember what it was after 77. It had a couple names.
The Torch. And so, no,
But then that guy ends up losing his liquor license on some crazy shit. We moved the party. We were there for like maybe 3 months, 4 months. We moved the party up the road in one night and sell it out just like we were just there for 3 years. Club Rhythm. Remember that? That guy ends up getting in trouble. It gets better. We move it to Waterbury to Club Addiction. Like we never missed a week. And 600 to 800 people followed us from New Haven to Norwalk to Waterbury.
And then due to word of mouth and us spamming invites, it was so easy to make the transition. So it was just like wherever we went, the crowd followed. And it was tough because this is the first time, like, you know, these people are in club environments. The first time they're getting drunk. It's first time they're seeing people that they have beef with. It's first time they're seeing chicks with the dude that they moved on with. So it's like we're not thinking, of course, there's no way to think about what we're creating, but we're just creating a club full of conflict. And this thing is just happening in the worst ways. People getting beat up, robbed, stomped, dying. And the clubs love the money so much that they would just still let us throw parties. It was just
So who was like the most surprising artist that just surprised you for one reason or another, whether it be like their energy or how nice they were to you or how big of a jerk they were to you?
I got two of those. Go ahead.
No, you go first. You go first.
All right. My favorite artist, one of my top 3 favorite artists of all time is Fabolous. We booked Fab as a host, right? So when you would book someone, you can book them as a walkthrough. They would show up, say hi, and leave. As a host, they would maybe rock the mic, say hi, and chill. As a performer, so it was 3 different tiers, right? So we book them as a host. We're hot. You're not telling me nothing. If I can get them for $6,500 as a host, I'm not paying him $10,000 to perform. So the party sells out. He's there. So I walk up to him. I'm like, "You ready?" And he goes like this to me, like, "Chill." So I said, "Oh, he thinks he's not going to talk? Huh. All right." So I go up to Craig G. So we had our DJs on Friday nights were an alternate of Craig G and KG every Friday. So we had Hot 93.7 in a frenzy. Our Saturday night DJ was Envy. And this is when he's transitioning from from Hot 97 to Power 105. So we had Roxy from 106 in Park. Envy started getting us basically everyone and anyone we needed. So when Fab tells me that he's not going to grab the microphone, I'm telling Fab that he doesn't know who I am, right? That's how cocky and arrogant I am at that point. So I go up to Craig G and I say, "Yo, start playing Fab music." So he starts playing all Fab's music because Craig's like ready. He's like, "Oh, fuck it. He's going to perform." Because that's what happens, right? You pack out the club, the artist performs, and we get the win. We save $3,500. So he's refusing. So this is my favorite artist that I'm now in conflict with. I grab the mic and I'm like, "All right, everybody, you guys ready for Fab?" And I hand him the mic. And he looks at me and he fucking shakes his head and he grabs the mic and he starts going. We got like 3 songs out of him. He was so mad. He performed.
Wow.
The crazy part is, bro, is like we're so around these celebrities so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like it doesn't even phase us anymore. It's like
we're
just talking to them and dealing with them like it's me and you, and like we're just we're kind of numb to everything because it's so much on a regular that these things are happening and we're booking these people.
I think the only time I got starstruck, we had Lloyd Banks, and I went to go grab him out of this back hallway we had, and he was FaceTiming with 50. They had just came off a tour in Africa, like the G Unit tour. And I was like, holy shit. He was just FaceTiming 50 Cent. And 50 Cent was, this is when 50 lived in Connecticut. So like, we didn't know if 50 was coming. Like, we didn't know anything. But my favorite artist of all time was Noriega.
Oh man,
Noriega Memorial Day weekend.
cool as hell, bro.
This dude wanted to smoke weed with us. He showed up early. He left late. He performed every single song. Like eh, that was my favorite.
Taking pictures with everybody. like-
Everybody. Everybody.
Nori's a good dude, huh?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's a real guy.
So who was yours? Your favorite best H?
Probably just because of how I came up in that time. Cameron, when we had Cameron at what was it, Static?
Yeah, Static.
It was Static at the time.
That was another Memorial Day weekend or Labor Day weekend.
And I was surprised at how cool he was, and he was like, "Yo," stay on stage when we performing. You cool, like you could chill over here with us." And I'm still like, he's like over there, and I'm like trying not to play too close, and I'm like, yeah. But then I seen the picture, and I see how far away I was from everybody else that's clicked up. I'm like, damn, I could have got a little closer, but I'm trying not to be, like in the way or like come off as a groupie. So, but
Is this when he was wearing all the pink and shit?
yeah. So they were heavily influential for what we had going on,
100%.
and we at that time it was G Unit or it was Dipset.
100%.
So
Hmm.
we were more influenced by Dipset because it just seemed like the cool guys that just wanted to get fly, and so to see him in his element was pretty cool, man. And to see how humble he was,
Yeah.
was also dope as well.
Which is funny because they're both podcast stars now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
And so are you, Manny.
Only when I go to Moby Dick's. I'll tell you another funny story. One night, French Montana wanted to come to our party, and I turned him away.
You took what do you mean now, French Montana?
I didn't know who he was. So this is me, like, I'm listening to everything, right? I'm listening to reggaeton. I'm listening to fucking house music. I'm partying in New York City. Me and him were going to New York City and hanging out with DJ Self with every other celebrity that was there. So I didn't even know who French Montana was. And then I realized the guy is getting into a Rolls Royce Wraith. And I'm like, and I look at, I forgot who it was. I looked at one of I think it was DJ Rush. And I'm like, who was that?
Rush probably was shaking his head like, bro.
But like, that was the thing that a lot of people didn't realize. And H, I have to give him credit on camera, controlled me. He kept me from getting killed, from overdoing it. But he also knew that I was watching the door and I was following the money. And like, there was nothing that was going to divert me. Like, when it came to the money, it didn't matter what girl was there. It didn't matter what celebrity was there. It didn't matter. I was checking that door and counting the money all night long.
That's why it was perfect partnership, because while he's doing that, I was in the VIP, make sure everybody got their bottles. Everybody was good. I was damage control.
So you guys are still kind of like managers, like managing the night as well. It's not just
100%.
getting people there. It's making sure they're being serviced.
Oh, 100%.
Absolutely, because everything would go wrong.
Everything. The guest list, the bottle service, the birthday, the DJ, someone's too drunk. And this is like not even midnight yet.
So while he's running the door, like I'm not a dickhead, so he had to be at the door. Because I knew too many people when I was cool with too many people to be at the door. So I'm like, you know what? Let him be at the door. Let him be in his element. Let him be a
and they're texting H, who's this fucking dickhead here at the fucking door? Meanwhile, I had so many good people. Like I had like, so I want to shout out Amanda from Southern, and remember all her friends, right? So these girls from Southern, they would do a party with us once a year, and they were like a fraternity, right?
Yeah.
So when they would show up, I was like, "Oh, VIP, like move, like and French Montana said, "They're like, bro, like I just signed with Diddy," and I'm like, so H is like, "Yo, you gotta chill, man. You're fucking it up at the door, man. These dudes want to buy bottles and they reserve this, and you're fucking told him to go fuck himself because he's not wearing a polo every night." He's stressed out.
So many phone calls, Mike. Get your boy Manny. Get your boy Manny. I'm like, get him for what? What do you do? No, he's talking to me crazy.
Yo, at the time, some of these dudes that we were dealing with were like, these guys went away for a long time for a big reason. Like these guys were moving crazy way. They would come in the bar and spend $2 to $5 grand. We had Chad Dawson all the time. He was the heavyweight champ or the light heavyweight champion of the world, and he's at our party.
Really?
We used to have dinner with him, like when Craig was DJing, and then we had Big Mike. Big Mike is doing mixtapes with Jadakiss and the Locks. He's breaking French Montana and Max B. And we're like, everyone else to us was like, yeah. But these guys are spending $2 grand, $5 grand at just buying everything.
It was out of control, bro. Like we would go to any club we want and just walk right through the front. No pat down, no anything. We were literally like local celebrities, and it was just crazy to be in that environment and just see like how we just went through it on a daily basis.
You ever get a performer that just or a DJ that just flat out didn't show up?
No,
Kerry Hilson was pretty.
yeah,
pretty touchy.
Houston was like the worst situation we had. Everybody else pretty much did good business.
But we did good business too, because once we had Nikki and Green, like everyone else followed. So like when we got in with Joel Santana, Cameron, DMX, DJ Envy, DJ Self, so like these people knew who we had every week already. So like they weren't playing shady with us. Like I was going through this guy Ahmed, who was Green's manager. So like I would see him almost weekly because I was giving him money. So this is before Zelle and fucking Venmo. Like I would meet these guys and give them $3 grand, $5 grand up front, and they literally showed up. You know what I mean? Like because again, to them they weren't making the New York money, but they were making money that they never made before because they never came to Connecticut at 10, 11 o'clock at night, did a couple performances, and then went and got the New York money at midnight and 2 in the morning. We had DJ Envy. Envy was there every night by midnight. He'd spin for 1 hour. He was gone by 1. He was doing a club in New York at 2. He was doing a club in Jersey at 3, and then he was going home where he lives right on the line in Pennsylvania. And we were paying him $3,500
for an hour.
For 1 hour every Saturday.
He was the biggest DJ at the time.
He was insane. I mean, he was bringing people with him just off the straight. Like we weren't even paying for the celebrities that came with him. And then it opened up the door for other celebrities. That's why I'm saying we had Jay-Z, we had Busta Rhymes, we had Nicki Minaj, like we had all, like every, you name them, we had a contract with them.
And then to be honest, even though we were making good money, we were still getting raped.
100%.
These clubs was raping us so bad, bro.
The clubs were raping us, and then we're sitting there doing the math, right? If we did 600 people at $30, that's 18,000. But we just gave Fab 6,500, and security is costing anywhere from $2 to $3 grand. Plus, we've got street promoters, we've got DJs, we've got all these other people we got to pay.
Payroll.
So at the end of the night, we may end up with $500 or $800, and I'm like, yo,
really?
let's just do a Halloween party. Our Halloween party is what we made our most money every year because we paid for no one.
Yeah. Halloween parties were crazy.
No one fought, so we can go skinny on security. We didn't need a special DJ, so we paid these guys $200 to $300. And everyone just dressed up and had fun.
But those club owners made bank off of us. And you're literally looking at the reason New Haven is not what it is anymore as far as nightlife. We ruined New Haven as far as nightlife. And these days I feel bad, but there was really nothing we could do. It was just, it kind of just ran its course, took on something bigger than we can expect. Before we started throwing parties, it was literally you had to wear diesel shoes, you had to wear a polo, and you had to wear tight fitting jeans to get into Gotham.
Gotham was really the only club that would even accept us.
Yeah.
Alchemy was okay, and Hula Hanks was okay.
But if you didn't have a dress code, you was not getting these clubs. We came in, we brought the hood in. The dress code came much more relaxed because
The Trap. He's wearing a fucking fitted every night.
yeah,
I'm wearing a Von Dutch hat every night.
and it was it became something that became like a monster, and we just tried to navigate through it as long as we could until my boy said, you know what, and I feel bad for Manny because our crowd became more hood, more hood, more hood, and his crowd would start coming out less and less and less to the point where it got like you would look around and like Manny's crowd is not there anymore. Like they don't even
Yeah.
want to come out because it just kind of like spent with like the violence, the hoodness.
But I mean, we didn't know that it was going to take on, and we didn't realize, right? Mixing New Haven and Bridgeport's not going to work. Moving the party to Norwalk's not going to work. Moving the party to Waterbury's not going to work. So you got four cities of trap stars, multiple. And like he said, right? They see each other, and we're starting to look at the crowd, and we're like, yo, that motherfucker's going to do something with him. These motherfuckers is already throwing gang signs to each other. Like outside, there was already a fight. Like we're inside thinking, like, like is this night even gonna go to midnight?
Mm.
Yeah, it became a monster, and then it would be sad to see too. Like you would see the trap stars of this summer.
And then
By next summer, they're gone.
they go away.
And
Yeah.
then you see a new
A
wave.
whole new wave of trap star.
Literally.
Mhm.
I mean, listen, I will say this, right? We had people that partied with us on their 18th birthday, their 21st birthday, and their 25th birthday. Like we ran, like I have relationships to this
Did
day.
your run last that long?
Yeah,
7-year run, 8-year run.
yeah.
But the crazy part is when he stopped, I kept going.
Yeah, he kept going, and so the Tef Boys. Shout out to the Tef Boys. Shout out to Chris Fury. Shout out to Big Mike. Big Mike. Big
Yeah.
Mike changed the game. I credit Craig G and I credit Envy and I credit DJ Green Lantern. But Big Mike said we can go bigger, and they started doing concerts.
And he's still doing them, right? He's still
doing them. This is 15, 20 years later.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then just long story short, after Manny stopped, we was at Addiction, and then I started dealing with somebody called somebody named Lou McLean, and it was crazy because it's like I always worked good with big personalities next to me. Like Manny was just this huge personality, huge presence, and then I took on Lou McLean, which was like somebody similar, but with more what was going on at the time with like internet stuff. So I still got to be myself, but I always had somebody like a big personality next to me that just it kind of just worked where it's like, I'm a little bit more for the people. Manny be more street, Lou be more internet. So, I always kind of found a good partner that we could work off each other and make these things happen. And then my peak was when we did Fab and Future for a concert.
Yeah,
And
Harvard Yard, right?
now it was at the Palace in Waterbury.
Mm.
Fabulous and Future in a concert together.
Wow.
I thought I was gonna die that night from stress. I think that was the last event where I was like, you know what, I'm on my way out as well. Because I don't know how I got to the end of that night without having a stroke or a heart attack. Like I'm telling you, there was people sneaking in the back. There was people in Fab dressing room when he was performing. Somebody pulled the fire alarm after Fab performed. So we had to get the fire department to come in, make sure everything was good before Future could go on. The fucking concert ended at like 3 a.m. We got fined because it went an extra hour. Like it. Yo.
So how was it like when you guys are like done with this whole club scene and whatever, like, and like that first weekend when you're like, damn, I don't have a party to go to, I don't have a party to throw. Like, how do you transition?
It was weird.
It's unpleasantly cool. So it's like you're cool because you're not stressed, you're not like in the limelight, but you still like
You miss it.
there's no bass. Your body doesn't feel any bass. There's no DJs, playing music. It's weird, but after a while, you kind of like, you know what? I'm okay with being away from it because it's a lot.
It's
It
a
was a
lot.
lot.
I remember going out to a bar in New Haven afterwards, and I was maybe with two or three of my friends, and I remember drinking the way I used to drink in the club. Now, most of the clubs gave us a tab. So the tab comes and it's $230. Now this is 15 years ago. And I'm like, damn, what we drank. And the girl was super nice. She's like, oh look here, like you ordered, four rounds of 6 shots, and you're drinking, Patron Silver, right? And you bought this guy a drink and this guy a drink and this guy a drink, and you bought 3 rounds of that. Like that's the math. And I'm like, and I said to her, I said, I haven't paid a tab in like 5 years. I was like, is this really it? Can we like work this out? And I was negotiating with this poor girl who all she was doing was bartending. I was at like Geronimo's or something, like a nicer place. And I'm like, was I really drinking this much for the last 5 or 7 years? And that's when it hit me. I was like, yeah, I should probably start staying home.
What was the place that had the Skittles martinis?
Nikitas.
Oh my God.
So that was another thing, right? So we used to get downtown, me more than H, but H whenever he needed to be. So I used to get downtown at 8 or 9. I'd have dinner with whatever radio DJ we had that night. So I'm downtown 8, 9. I make sure the balloons are blown. I make sure the register's good. We got money, right? I had to go get money from the bank. I make sure the bartenders are there. I'm checking to make sure everything's clean. We got vinyl. If Kid Capri's DJing, he wants vinyl. If Craig G's DJing, he wants vinyl. But if KG's DJing, he wants CDJRs. Like, so I'm doing all this pre-work. So sometimes I would say I'm taking the night. And H would be like, yeah, you know what? You deserve it. So at 9 o'clock, I'm done. Because I'd go to this restaurant, Nikita's, and I'd have four Skittle martinis with a steak. Now I'm sitting there with cops. I'm sitting there with the owners. I'm sitting there with other club owners who are negotiating with me, and I'm done. It's 10 o'clock at night. I'm done. And that would happen because it was so. If there's 52 weeks in the year, we partied 50 of them for years.
I'm telling you, that Skittles martini might have been the best drink I ever had. I couldn't believe it.
Right. Any regrets? Anything that you guys would change from those times?
Absolutely not. The only regret I would say is not being smarter about the deals we were brokering. But in hindsight, it's like, of course you want bigger percentages, more money, but these clubs are really taking a chance with us.
They were.
Right. So I did understand that at the time because like we were calling around club to club to club to club to see if anybody would give us a shot. And every time I would call, they would shut us down. Our bar was the first person like, hey, come on, we'll give you a shot. Not knowing what they were signing up for. And then they actually kept us there.
For the longest.
Even though there was drama, violence, whatever came with it. So kudos to them for giving us a shot, but they still knew that they were robbing us.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Without a mask.
100%. I don't know. I would have taken more pictures and documented it better. We've only got a couple videos. I would have saved half the money. I always say that.
That's what Bad Bunny was saying. You got to take more pictures.
But I'll tell you what, man. We had a run that because we go to New Haven now, and people are like, the dancer, come on in. Like, I mean, we had a run that 20 years later, it's crazy. But we also have relationships with people that are in charge of, the number 3 guy in New Haven PD used to be our bouncer. Guys that have been on the radio, and I have a disc of a terabyte. I got everyone's music. Every DJ we ever had, I plugged in. Wow! Shout out to Rick Nice.
Rick. That's another funny story there.
Go for it.
Listen, we had beef with so many other promoters. Other promoters hated us, right? Just because it would really get tough for them to compete just because we had so much going on. We had such a system going. We had such a ball rolling that these other promoters would come in. They would do their thing for the most part, but it would never be like as big. So it would cause these little,
Riffs.
rifts, tension. And this guy he couldn't get along with anybody. So Rick was one of those people that hated Manny. Manny hated Rick. But it eventually got to a point where we're sitting at a table together trying to figure out how we could do events together. So it would start off all, stand.
He said, hold up, I'm wait. I want to say rest in peace to TJ.
Oh my God.
Rest in peace to Noel. At one point, we became friends with people that we never would have met if it wasn't for this. And unfortunately, those two people were probably the best two people that passed during that time. One had an accident and one fell victim to violence. We made friends with people that no one else would have let in a club. We let cops in that didn't want to go to a boring party. They wanted to be in the trap. We met girls that were video vixens and never been video vixens, and we made them video vixens. I can name them all. We had celebrities that would look back at us and be like, y'all motherfuckers is crazy, but y'all doing it. We'll be back next month. DJ Flipstar was one of the other artists one of the other DJs that we broke.
Yeah.
We had Mr. C a month after he was caught with the prostitute in the car when no one else would touch him.
And he killed the party.
And it was the best music we ever had. And like we were doing stuff where me and H would have a conversation. And shout out to Ferris Bueller, No Days Off, and the Taft Boys. Like we had all these people that were eventually either working with us or would do one-time parties. M Cash. What were the guys from Abe from New Haven? Abe. Was it? AB.
Yeah.
I mean, we were working with people from Southern. We were working with people from Tiki Post. We were working from we worked with at one point we just started working with everyone. Mook and Fair was on the radio. They started throwing parties with us with Chris Fear. I mean, it was to the point where any promoter that was trying to replicate what we were doing couldn't, because we were already 5 or 7 years into it. Between social media and the fact that we did have long-term relationships. Like a lot of the trap stars or people that I fought with, I squashed the beef with, and we became friendly. I did parties with Thelmo. I did parties with Rohan. I did parties with Black Tie. I did parties with Styles. I did parties with people that used to come to our parties, and they became promoters. And then eventually I said, we'll do a party together.
But we still had to control it, right? We kind of protecting people from themselves in a sense. Because there'll be people like, you know what, I'm gonna do my own birthday party, and it would like flop.
It would flop.
Yeah. So we would, broker deals with people like, hey, we'll give you this amount of money, or we'll give you this percentage. Come do it with us, and you'll look like the man. You'll make money, and you don't have to worry about the stress of having to just single-handedly promote, a birthday party or something like that.
Right.
And so, like, with the other promoters, it was just a thing where, like, it would be like, first we'd be like, yeah, we're gonna crush these guys. But then once we get to know these guys, we're like, you know what?
Doing the same thing as us, yeah. They were regular people just like us. We just were a couple years ahead of everyone. I mean, we were doing flyers, and I mean, we were going through tens of thousands of flyers. Like, there's a running joke with me and one of my buddies. He's like, yo, I came out the club one day and I needed a ride. And Manny was like, the only way you're going to get a ride is if you hand out these flyers. He goes, I'm sitting there handing out flyers for a party I didn't even go to, and I wasn't even involved in it. But in order for Manny to give me a ride, I had to hand out flyers one night.
Yeah, but it was just crazy times, man. Even with me handing out flyers, I got banned from Trumbull Mall.
I got banned from UNH. I mean, we were almost getting arrested.
Banned from
handing out flyers.
Yeah, it was crazy. But
no, I was just gonna ask. So what are you up to these days? How different is life now?
Oh my God, I love life now. I'm in the car business. I'm in the car business.
Yeah, I'm in the car business. No kidding.
That's so. When I decided to move to Atlanta, my wife had a job situated already. She was going to work from home. I had nothing. I'm fresh out of the clubs. So I was like, you know what, babe? As long as you're good, we'll go. I'll figure it out. Came down here, couldn't get a job to save my life. No working history. So I first job I got was to be a valet, like a person that parked cars at a dealership, and I literally just worked my way up because that was the only person that would give me a shot.
And now he's a manager in the service department.
There
So
you go.
again, it goes back to back end and front end, right? I was always on the sales side. He was always in the back end operations. And literally, if we had a car dealership together, it would literally work that way. It's crazy. It's literally crazy.
So why did you guys open your own club, man?
The liability was too
But
high.
you know what? We burnt through clubs.
We burned through money.
So not even that. So
We didn't have you. You were in Florida, the financial advisor.
but think about how many clubs that we shut down due to like violence. So it kind of became a thing where we're scared to open a club because once a person gets shot at a club,
Or stabbed.
it's over.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
So it was like, damn, do we even invest in something like that? And
I mean, there was a time we weren't putting our names on the flyers. We weren't. That's how we came up with the wave203.com. We weren't putting Manny the Dancer or Best Out on shit because we couldn't. Like, he would have to show up late and I would be schmoozing over the owner the whole time saying I don't have a partner. And then H is there running the whole fucking party. And he's like, I thought you didn't have a partner. I'm like, no, I just know him. But yeah, he's counting the money at the end of the day.
And remember, I'm a gang member at this time, so
Feeling like a pimp, feeling like a pimp. Yeah, we had like DJs would come from New York or wherever they were, and I'm like, yo, you gotta play this song during the night. Like when you play the song, we're gonna get on the bar, we're gonna start pouring shots up, and they're looking at us like. I remember DJ Self. DJ Self was on Power 105, and he's breaking. Like he's becoming like the big thing. He was DJing BB Kings at the time, and he goes, "Manny the Dancer, what the fuck kind of dancer are you? You an exotic dancer?" So the first time I got on the bar, he comes up to me after. He goes, "Yo, you're fucking crazy, but I fuck with you." He was like, "I fuck with you." He was like, "I see how you are. I got you. I get it now." He bought me a shirt. So he had this saying at the time. It was called Gwynnin.
Good.
So
Yeah.
he bought me a shirt that said Gwynnin, and on the fucking patch it said the dancer. Dude bought me a custom shirt before people were making custom shirts.
Dude, do you still have that shirt?
Somewhere. It's white with black. Then we went to his birthday party. Yo, we went to his birthday party and we're with Dipset. The entire Dipset. We're sitting with Dipset like we're part of the crew. Because Self, we broke him in Connecticut on Sunday nights at Club Low. And then we moved him to the main parties, Fridays and Saturdays. To this day, I mean, you still talk to Self.
yeah, I'm like that's one of my good friends, to be honest. It actually turned into a situation where I started running around with Cardi B for a little bit
Really?
before she got big because of our
Yeah, because he used to do the strip clubs on Mondays and Tuesdays. That's right.
Wow.
and he was actually he's supposed to manage her. So it ended up being a situation where like I booked her first hosting at the Norwalk Club
Club 77.
77 and having no clue that this little ratchet crazy
Stripper. She was a stripper.
she was a stripper. I'm trying to find a picture of me being fucking like what did I just book this girl for? Like what did I sign up for here?
So you had Nicki Minaj in the Trailblazer, and you had Cardi B
In Norwalk.
in Norwalk. No kidding.
We had Noriega at the Marriott behind the Outback Steakhouse.
In Milford.
Yep. DMX, when he showed up, they shut down the highway, New Haven PD and New Haven Fire Department, and they gave him lights and sirens escort without us telling them to do it.
Really?
And they lined up to shake his hand before he walked in.
Really? Now the
I
Hammer.
mean,
What was that?
no, this was at Static.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We broke a banister in there.
He broke a banister. So he's singing what these bitches want, right? So he's doing the acapella version with the names. So the VIP section was so packed that the banister broke. So some girl got hurt with like the wood. Like it was bad. So all of a sudden you hear DMX, right? The music stops, the lights are on. Boo boo, boo boo, you okay? Hey boo boo, boo boo, you okay? And I'm sitting there, and it's like an outer body experience. I'm like, yo, is DMX really sitting in front of me talking about boo boo? Are you okay? And someone almost just died in the VIP. Shout out to Earl Ski. Earl Ski. Wow.
Ski was, oh man,
Ski was the big
big teddy bear.
the big teddy bear. Everyone thought that he was the tough guy, 6'10", 299 pounds, and all he wanted to do is hug the girls. Hey, what's up,
There you
girl?
go.
How you doing? I'm like, Ski, come over here, man. Someone's about to kill me. Come on.
So question. Oh, that's funny. That's Cardi B, right? Yeah.
And me fucking like, what's going on? What did I book
You
her
looking
for?
confused. Oh, that's great. So now that you guys are older, wiser, and you see how everything has changed here in 2025, if you were to promote a party right now, how would you go about it? You fly to Atlanta and meet up and talk and
So I couldn't promote right now because the clubs got rid of the dance floor. So it's turned into
It's a bar.
to VIP sections.
Yeah.
So clubs is just now all bottle service. Nobody dances anymore. Everybody's in their own section. Nobody interacts. When we were throwing parties, it would be a huge dance floor where everybody met their future baby mama. They met their future baby daddy, their future husband, their future wife. It was just a big pool of interaction. These people met this girl from Hartford.
Yeah.
These Hartford guys met these girls from New Haven. That's what we really did it for.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, it was the ultimate networking / speed dating / mingle. Like, because we really did, right? Bridgeport was easy. New Haven became easy. And when we moved the party to Norwalk and Waterbury, and then we were doing First Fridays at Envy and Hartford, we all of a sudden, if 10% came from each area to each party, we've got a party full of strangers.
Yeah.
Shout out to like girls like Ziza.
Ziza, yeah.
Ziza's from Hartford, and she really brought like
Everyone.
the most beautiful women with her.
Marianne, Alba,
Yeah.
Alba Nitza.
Oh, we're naming names tonight, huh?
We're the A. We're in Atlanta right now. Listen, listen, every single one of them will say, them motherfuckers did it right. They did it right.
But I'm telling you, like the trap stars came out just for a shot to meet these women that they had no access to. They couldn't DM these girls successfully. They had to really.
It was no DMing back then.
It got to the point where there'd be DMs, but you couldn't DM them girls without them knowing who you were. That shit was getting ignored, read. So they come into these clubs, buying these bottles,
showing off,
pulling out big lots of money for no reason, just to get that one conversation.
Sure.
To answer your question, Mike, if I was to throw a party, I would do exactly what I said I was going to do. Unbeknownst to me, it is a lot harder now because there really isn't nightclubs. So I'm still in the process of finding a place that I can commit to 12 dates with, because there's literally, if there is a nightclub, it's not consistent, right? I can't promote something that could be shut down or be shaky. Everything else is a bar or a restaurant, and they don't want it. So we're in different times, but we're gonna work on something. There's no way I'm not gonna pull at H to come out of retirement and come up to Connecticut when he's got business up there at least once in 2026. At least one party, because we're both born in March.
I'll come throw some napkins. Sure.
There you go.
Hey, you ready to give them the hot seat questions?
You want to do hot seat questions? Go for it, Manny.
No, you.
Let's go,
When's the
Mike.
last time? What's the last time you had a moment of clarity?
Say that again.
When's the last time you had a moment of clarity?
Moment of clarity. Well, damn, that's crazy. Well, it's not. I hope it doesn't come off sad because I'm fine. But I actually had a car accident over the weekend,
Oh,
and everything happened so fast. Somebody ran a red light. I caught like the tail end of the vehicle. I'm good. They were good, but just sitting there after it happened and just bracing the steering wheel, I was like, man, you really got to be on point nowadays because
Yeah.
that split second could really,
yeah.
it could get you up out of here. So I had a moment of clarity right there where I'm like, you know what? Let me make sure, even if it's a green light, I make sure I'm looking both ways before I go through. Because
Ski.
Ski, shout out to you, Ski. But yeah,
All right.
that's pretty much it for that.
All right. Glad you're okay, man.
Yeah, I'm
So,
good.
what's one red flag you go after?
What's one red flag I run away from? Listen, I've never been good with overly cocky people. So whenever somebody overly cocky, even in the clubs, I'm like, I'm going the opposite direction because that's like a big red flag because, I'm humble, I'm genuine. So anybody coming off too brash is just like, what the hell's going on with you? Like, what makes you feel like you're so high and mighty, So big red flag.
Gotcha. All right. Who's the biggest influence? Who's been the biggest influence on your life?
Of course, pretty much like everybody, my mom being the hard worker that she is, and her being Jamaican and passing the Jamaican culture, we need at least 8 jobs to survive in the world. That's the lady right there.
All right. So if you could snap your fingers and be in a new career, what would you do? What would you be?
I still would love to be like a manager of like a successful artist. That's like a big, like a perfect scenario for me, I would say. I love it. I love traveling. I love, I still do like the club atmosphere. I just feel like that would be a more role for where I'm at, where I could be the one brokering the deals, collecting the money, and making sure that the artist is safe, So that would be
You like the
go-to.
industry, so.
Oh, he was heavy in it. Not only were they successful coming out of Bridgeport, but he was in New York City every weekend, as much as possible, or during the week, industry nights.
So if you could find a way to snap my finger and make it happen, let me know, man.
Mike's smart. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. So what's a goal that you're currently working towards?
Oh, real estate. I just bought a flip property in Connecticut that I'm renovating. So it's been a goal of mine for a minute, but I've actually just finally put some action behind my thoughts and put myself out there for the first time. And it's projected to be finished by the end of January and hopefully on the market by February.
So that gives you a reason to come back up to Connecticut. I'm just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I still got some good resources up there, thank God. So shout out to my real estate agent, Rashawn, and my contractor, Christian. Real estate is my next
It's your next venture.
my next venture.
Nice. So what was the most pivotal moment of your life, do you think?
Moving to Atlanta, my goodness. You always hear about people moving, to bigger towns or out of state, but you never hear like the struggle stories. Man, I struggled so much when I first moved. not having no parties, not having no employment. There was one night I called my wife, like, babe, I think I'm gonna drive back to Connecticut and see what I can get going up there because this ain't working. And she had to walk me off the cliff, like, baby, don't go. You'll be fine. Stop stressing, you overreacting. So
And you stuck it out, man.
stuck it out. And 8 years later, we're still here
There
doing
you
better
go.
than ever.
So what's your biggest regret in life? Any regrets?
Mm. Biggest regret. I feel like my biggest regret, especially in the club years, is just not taking advantage of the relationships that we were making. I feel we had so many like close ties with everybody that I feel like we could have been in the industry some way, somehow, but we just didn't figure out what our role would be.
We didn't make it into a business.
Yeah. Mhm.
Gotcha. All
It's
right. So what's
crazy.
go
It's
ahead.
crazy to be rubbing shoulders with all these people and just not becoming like a real staple in what was going on.
Sure. So what's your favorite activity to decompress?
Hmm.
He's giving me the editing comment. The
I'm
editing.
giving the 40-year-old grown man questions.
Nah, bro. Honestly, just being home, like being in the dealership or in the car business, you're working 10-hour days. So just coming home, just in general, and sitting in my movie room that we're in right now.
Subtle flex. The movie room. I like it.
Just being honest.
100-inch TV.
Elena's been treating you right.
Absolutely.
All right. Dead or alive, who's the one person you would love to have dinner with?
Yeah,
I love that question.
that's a great question. My favorite artist, my favorite rapper ever is Biggie. So if I could have a dinner with Biggie and just see what it was like leading up to that final day, just what he's going through, because it was a lot going on in them times, and just
More
the
than we
pressure.
knew.
Yeah, just the pressure, just going to the West Coast and the drama and having to just maneuver through it. It'd been cool.
He's Jamaican too, so that'd be an interesting dinner.
Absolutely. Some oxtails.
There you go. All right. My last question is, what's your proudest accomplishment?
My kids. I got 2 bright kids, man. My daughter Jayla, she's in college. She's a freshman in college right now at the top performing arts college in the country, and she's excelling. She just made the dean's list in her first semester.
Nice. Congratulations.
Rick, nice.
Hey, listen. Let me just listen. Let me just go on the record and say this, man. Right? It's been about 15, maybe 20 years since I've seen Manny the Dancer, right? We ain't get along in the clubs. But as a grown man, I could tell y'all he's legendary, man. When it comes to Connecticut nightlife, he's definitely legendary.
Yeah.
As a grown man, he all frosty now. These niggas. I'm not there yet, but they legendary when it comes in the club. So I just have to pull up. There's no way he's gonna be in Atlanta at my brother's house, and I don't pull up and just tell him how much I appreciate everything that he did for nightlife in Connecticut, just in the tri-state in general, man. I was listening to the interview on the way here, and we all made the same mistake. We ain't turned it into a business.
Oh man.
We blew a lot of money. We made a lot of money. We blew it just as fast as we got it, man. And if I could just go back in time, I would have definitely just connect with them on a different level and just see that little building behind you, bro. We should have had spots in those buildings. We should have had offices in those buildings in the hometown. So that was just our mess up. But that's my brother, man. He been out here. He's doing good. My son about to be 18, and he's pretty much helped me a lot with my son over the years. So I definitely appreciate him for that. Just me to dance him, and I tell like me and him talk about it all the time. Like
Appreciate it.
we ain't get along in the clubs, but as a grown man, I could tell you like he's legendary, and he meant a
What was
lot to everything that I did.
favorite memory of those years?
What was my memory?
Yeah, your best favorite memory.
When it came to Manny Dance, I ain't had no favorite memories, man. It wasn't no favorite memories, just always smoke. And you know, I think a lot of times it was the clubs that kind of pinned us against each other. It was just like, yo, drama creates,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
an audience, and you know, but just looking back, this guy's legendary. This guy's legendary. This my brother. This my right hand man. This my everything. I could go on record and say that. And we never got along in the club, not like that, but
It was just
from where we came from to where we are now is just definitely just like a complete 180. And I appreciate him, and I just love everything that he did. I don't know what it's gonna take to get him out of retirement. I don't know why he wants to come out of retirement, but me, I'm out of here. They can have it.
I think that's a first.
Yeah, they can have it.
The surprise guest. That is a first.
nah, no, but it was so cool because like me and Manny, we felt like we were bougie. So we were in New Haven and we rarely did stuff in Bridgeport. And like Rick and TJ, they were like the
100%.
go-to in Bridgeport that had the clubs going.
They made it happen. They were the first ones to actually make it happen.
in Bridgeport, which was like it don't get talked about enough, but to get something done in Bridgeport was like
It wasn't
unheard
easy.
of. It was unheard of.
It was not easy.
It's a gamble.
It was an extreme
Yeah.
gamble. And then where the club was located, the fucking hood is right down the street. So it was like it was hard to draw people that normally come to our clubs to Club Glow because it's like, where you want me to go?
Over on Pine Street.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember when that place was out. Yeah.
So they did some amazing things, and then towards like the end, we really started to get together. And then the dude TJ that we mentioned earlier, man, he really started to come like he was becoming what we were for so long. And it was cool to see somebody really take on that new role, like, hey,
Mhm.
you know, like I'm becoming a man, I'm making the moves. He had a great relationship with Funk Flex to the point where like Funk Flex would be shouting him out on a random Saturday for no reason. And it was just dope to see somebody, you know, starting to come up and be that next wave. And that's why it hurt so much that when he passed away, he was really in his prime. And we were really trusting him to start, you know, we were like talking about like the Jay-Z's, the Diddy's, the
Concerts, the arenas, things of that nature. That's really where we wanted to go, and we should have ended up. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. But TJ definitely was a good dude, man. He's definitely missed.
I'll tell you that one broke us, bro. It was really like the glue guy that was bringing everybody together.
It was.
And then he just got snatched, and it was like, damn.
I just really wish for us we had guidance while we were in nightlife. Like we didn't have any OGs. We didn't have anyone telling us like, yo, stack your bread. We didn't have anyone telling us how to make the next move. And I just feel like that's the only thing that we were missing because we were doing everything right. We just weren't thinking, yo, what is life gonna be 20 years later?
Right.
Everything we were doing, we were just doing it for the moment. We weren't really thinking for the future. And if I could change anything personally, I would have definitely thought about, you know, stocks and things like that, investing in different brands, different companies. Like, why we didn't own a radio station? Why we didn't take advantage? Like, we were on Twitter. Not Twitter. MySpace. It's MySpace, right?
It was MySpace.
Yeah, MySpace was our
Facebook.
social media. MySpace, you know, and even to get on Facebook back then, you had to have a college account. So you had to find someone that was in college and get on their thing. And once you get in there, you locked in. So now you got the college crowd. So if it was just one thing I could change for us in general, is that I just wish we had more guidance, people that kind of brought us together and say, yo, this is what the move should be. We didn't have that.
The guys who were making the flyers, Steve G and TJ, own a company called Pinpoint Promotions, which does all the graphics and marketing for Ticketmaster.
Wow.
So they took something and they made it into something bigger. Where we had way better parties and way more momentum than them. They were living off of us. And we didn't have the know-how to form an LLC and invest in anything or buy a piece of property or storefront or own the bar or invest it or anything.
We were just so young-minded and so enjoying the moment and enjoying the cash flow that
We never
Yeah,
thought it was going to end.
it was never thought to open a business really.
Listen,
Yeah,
I walked out of Gotham one night with $30,000 cash on me, and this is Friday morning, Black Friday morning. Shit, I went from 30,000 to about 3,000 by Sunday. Don't ask me what I spent it on, but it was gone.
Mike, I'm talking about we making 6 figures a year out of the club. Bro.
Cash.
6 figures out of
Cash. Not traced.
So that's
That's
the
not-
lesson. That's the lesson, kids. Invest your money.
From the financial advisor.
Well, listen, guys, it's been fun, man. I'm glad you guys are able to catch up and they're in Atlanta. And I hope you guys have a good, safe night and have some fun. And we'll catch everybody next week in the trap.
Thanks for having me, man. I ain't mean to take over your interview, but I had to show familiar dance, man. It's only
I
right.
love it.
Mike.
Mike, next time we see you, we'll all be there together.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll
Have a
talk.
good night, everybody.